to episode 12 of the Sunflower Girl podcast. I'd just like to say, if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for coming and stopping by and seeing what the podcast is all about. And if you're a returning viewer, I'd just like to say thank you for coming back, and I'm so happy to be back here podcasting again. It's been a little while since the last podcast, as you obviously know. So yeah, I just thought I'd podcast today, seeing as it's been quite a while, and come and see you guys. So the first thing I would just like to say is what I'm drinking. And this it's called Popcorn Tea by Twinings. It's green tea and roasted rice. And I saw this in the shop while I was there, and I just thought that sounds bizarre, but I've got to try it. So it's traditional in Japan, and I have tried it before, and it is very nice. It does taste a bit popcorny, and I do like green tea, so it's perfect. So yeah, if you see it, definitely give it a try. So yes, there's probably quite a bit more than usual this podcast, because I haven't recorded in about a month. So if I'm a bit lost or a bit out of sorts, it's because I haven't done this in what feels like forever. So I guess we'll just jump right into works in progress. So the first thing I'm working on is in my trusty Star Wars bag. And it's a pair of socks for my nan, and the ball band has gone missing again. I don't know, it's a bit tangled. Oh. So I am knitting them kind of two at a time, but on separate needles. So this is the first one, which is ready for the heel now, because she doesn't want overly long socks. Yeah, and then the second one I've just sort of started on the leg. So they're coming along nicely, and it is regier. Sorry, my ball's a bit. It's this purple, and I think it's fallen out of my bag whilst I've been carrying it around. So yeah, she asked for some socks, and I had this regier that I was planning on using for a pair of socks for me. But I just thought, why not let her have it? So yeah. Yeah, that's coming along really nicely. I'm really enjoying those. I've kind of obsessed with socks at the moment, which brings me on to my second work in progress, which is in the Amazing Guardians of the Galaxy bag. Now, I made a pair of socks for a friend, and I had quite a bit left over. So I thought, I'll make some little shorty socks. Well, this is what I've got so far. And it's got a little rib, and then fish lips kiss heel, of course, which I'm now obsessed with. And so yeah, I just thought I'd use because I'd already put it into my blanket. I'd already put a square into my blanket, so I thought, well, there's quite a bit left over. Probably enough to make some shorty socks. So yeah, it's coming along nicely. And I'm loving DPNs. I didn't think think I'd actually say that, but yeah, the cast on's a little bit awkward for me. I don't know if there's a better way, if you know any good ways to cast on using DPNs. I just find it quite fiddly transferring the stitches onto the different needles. But other than that, I'm really enjoying it. So that's some opal. I think it's called Grey and Cream or something similar. So yeah, 2 pairs of socks on the go, which seems good for me because I just like to have socks on the needles, and it's swapping and changing between the two is interesting enough because they're at different points. So the next work in progress that I've got, which I've done quite a bit on, and I'm pretty sure I hadn't even cast this on when I had last recorded, but I don't think I even had the yarn for it. So obviously, if you've watched before, you know I made a sailor top by Sashka Birkin, and my nan saw it and fell in love with it and promptly asked for me to make her one. She wanted it in exactly the same colour, but then she found this colour and decided that's what she wanted instead. So I've done quite a bit, and I just love it, and I love this colour. I think this is gorgeous, very corally and summery. And so this, which I've done it in the same way that I did mine, in the cotton, Peyton's cotton. Doesn't have, I think it does online. I bought it from Love Knitting, and I think on there it has a colourway name, but for here it just says 1723. It's a beautiful corally colour. So yeah, I nearly finished the first ball. A couple more inches I think, and then it splits off. But yeah, I'm really loving that. She wants it for a holiday. She goes away in August, and she said that's my deadline, which I know I'll get it done way before that. But she knows I find working to deadlines can be quite stressful for me, because I just decide, no, don't want to do it now. Even if it is something I really want to make, all of a sudden, not interested. Don't know if this is cool. So yeah, and then the last work in progress is one you've seen before. And it's in this lovely bag, which I'm going to talk about. It's a beautiful bag. I'm going to talk about this nearer the end, when I talk about my new things, pretties, acquisitions. So it's my sock yarn blanket, and it has grown quite a bit. I think I've got 51 squares now. So I did mark right where I was. Now I'm not going to be like, oh, this is this, but some of them you'll be able to know. And so this is the first square I added since I last saw you, and I've done obviously all the way up to here, all these, and then that row. And so obviously you've got, that's from a pair of, that's from Reggio, which is also the same as that. Which I'd put a little bit more in, because you didn't really get much of the pattern in from that. We've got the last Star Wars colourway, my Star Wars minis. That's the Bakery Bears yarn, the Mr. Carson colourway. We've got, that's the socks I was making for Dave. So yeah, I'm still absolutely in love with this. I'm glad my squares are this small, because then it means I can just do them quite quickly, and then, you know, yeah, I'm just loving it. Got some sparkle. And what my plan is, once it's all done, I'm not sure if I mentioned this last time, but I'll just quickly, I'm going to do an I-cord edging in a grey, like not dark, but quite a darkish grey. And then I want to back it with like a fleece in the same kind of grey, but I'd have to hand stitch it. My nan said she would give me a hand with it, but I'm not sure whether I could get away with just doing the I-cord edging, sewing the fleece on just around the edge, so you'd have the I-cord and then just sew here, here, or whether I'd have to go across it a little bit within the blanket, because wouldn't it just be... If you have any suggestions about how you would sew backing onto this, and if I could just get some fleece, sew it on and be done with it, because it doesn't have to be like amazing, and I don't want it to be too stiff, and it doesn't have to have anything in the middle really. It's neat-ish, but not as neat as I would like, and I want it to look finished. I want it to be on the sofa or the bed and cuddle up under it, and for me, I just feel like the back isn't as nice as I would like. So if you have any suggestions at all about finishing off this and how you would do it, please let me know. Yeah, I just love folding it and seeing, and I've got a couple more minis and scraps to use. So those are all my whips. I have, you know, I think this is the only one that you've seen before. I've just been, pretty much just been knitting, because I haven't been able to really do anything, so knitting has just really helped me through. Oh, it's so good, and it's my cute little heart mug. It was supposed to have, it was a hot chocolate like kit thing, and it had like a sachet of hot chocolate and marshmallows. It had a little spoon, but I think the spoon broke because we've moved so many times. But so we shall move into finished objects. Now, this first finished object is crochet, and you have no seen it on the podcast before. You'll have seen it if you follow me on Instagram. And I've just remembered, I didn't say who I am or what my Instagram or right. So you can find me on Instagram at the Sunflower GRL, so girl just without the I, and on Ravelry as the Sunflower Girl. We have a Ravelry group for the podcast, which is in the groups tab. If you search for the Sunflower Girl podcast, please come and join. We have a questions thread, but feel free to make any threads that you like. So, finished objects. As I said, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this, but it's not something I ever showed in the podcast. And it is this crochet blanket. Now I'm not going to take it off because it is folded like 4 times. But the extent of my crochet skills is a granny square. I can't even do granny stripe. I tried it. I didn't like the way my edges were turning out. I don't know whether that's just me or if it's supposed to look like that. I didn't like it. I ripped it out. So about 2.5 years ago, I learned how to do the granny square. And I thought, I'll do a granny square blanket. I'll do solid colour squares. I border it in black. I finished this about 2 weeks ago. And it is huge. It fits on a double bed easily, like a blanket. And it's really lovely. It's just acrylic. Some of them are scraps from projects I'd used when I first started knitting, and some I just bought lots of solid colour balls of wool. And so yeah, and it's huge, but it's really lovely, and I'm so glad it's finally finished. And it's just kind of living on the sofa at the moment. Just yeah, so that's that, and it's been 2.5-ish years in the making. The second finished object that I have is my Close to You shawl by Justina Lukowski, is that how you say it? Which I was working on last time, and I love it. It's so beautiful, and this yarn is amazing. It just goes with everything. Let's see if I can put it on. It's just gorgeous. And the yarn is Bakery Bears sock yarn in the Mr. Carson colourway, which is a Downton Abbey inspired colourway. And it's just gorgeous. And yeah, this pattern is brilliant. It's very easy to do and very simple to memorise, but it just creates this beautiful, beautiful pattern. Might keep this on. So yeah, it took a bit longer than I was hoping to do because of everything, but I'm so glad it's finished, and I wear it all the time, wear it with everything, because it's got so many different colours in that you can. I didn't block it because I didn't want it to lose its squishy, and I quite like this size. I didn't want it to grow too much, but I don't know, I might block it a little bit later. But for now, I think it's fine. So second work in progress is the socks that I was making for Dave in the zigzag yarn. Now, here they are. They have been worn, so they're a bit stretched out. Fish lips kiss heel. Roughly, just a little bit longer, roughly the same size. I'm sorry, they've got hair all over them. I don't know whether it's because we have lino flooring and the hair just gets stuck to it, or is that just a thing with hand knit socks? Because I'm finding my other socks, my other hand knits, are just attracting hair. So they've just been in his drawer, but covered in hair. So I won't show them for too long, try and show nice bit. So that's those, and they don't match, but we don't care. So it's a 52 stitch count, 2.75 needle, and yeah, as I said, fish lips, kiss heel, rounded toe, and he loves them. So he's got 2 pairs of hand knit socks now, and 2 more pairs I think for me to make. Which, you know, is really nice. But yeah, if anyone knows of any way I can stop hair getting so stuck to them, I think it might be our flooring, because I couldn't imagine that would happen with carpet. I don't know, it's quite strange. Like even when I wash them, because they can be machine washed, but I just like to hand wash them because we have communal washers and dryers, and it would just mean having to wash them but then pick them all out and trusting that those washing machine, because you can't really pick a setting. It's not like, oh, we can put it on 30 or 40, it's just settings like mixed or colours or whites, and it's just what to put it on. So yeah, I just hand wash them, and even hand washing them I struggle to get all the hair off, and then the sink. Oh, if you have any sort of suggestions about getting all the hair grotty stuff off, please let me know. So the next, got 4 works in progress, 4 finished objects, is the new. Why did I pick this? Such an awkward name, but you probably know what it is, and it will be in the show notes on the group. So if you're curious about what it is, it's this beautiful, beautiful shawl. And I did block this, and I'm so glad that I did, because it really opened it up. Now this is more of a autumn shawl, I would say, because of the yarn I used. It's something that I will wear with my coat. Like the other week we had some cold weather, so I've been wearing this, and it's just, I love the speckles. So this yarn is Rowan felted tweed, which is just gorgeous, and obviously it's got the picot edging, which this one does too, which I love. I'd never done a picot edging before, and I did it on this, and then I did it on this, and I'm in love with it. So yeah, this has taken way longer than it should have, because I started it in December, but it's finally done, and now I have 2 very pretty shawls to be wearing. So the last finished object that I have is my Rose City rollers. I'm sure I was working on these last time. They're all done. And they're covered in hair as well. So yeah, this also fish lips kiss heel. I use the leftover yarn from my other socks that I made in this yarn, and I do love them, but I was so worried about running out of yarn that I did the rolled bit a little bit too short, which is why on the other socks, the grey ones, it's why I'm doing the rib and then I've done it, because I found out I had, sorry for reaching, about this much left, after putting a square in my blanket as well. So plenty to do a couple more rows. These are quite good, but I think I'd wear them just more around the house. Oh, my feet are a bit chilly because I did wear them in my Converse, but I did find they were slipping just a little bit at the back. So yeah, I love them. They also don't match, but it's more fun if they don't match. So yeah, that is all my finished objects, which is quite a lot, but I've had a lot of knitting time. And then the last bit is my little pretties and lovely things that I've been given or bought. So the first one, this is something my grandmother bought. It's a zigzag yarn, the King Cole, and it is in bilberry pie. It is this lovely blues, purples with a bit of cream. Because my cousin asked me to make her a pair of socks, and me and my nan were in the yarn shop just looking, and so she picked this up for her. So those are going to be cast on once I finish either my shorty socks or my grandmother's socks, which will be quite nice, and I'm hoping that I'll have enough to put some into my blanket because she wants them to be quite long. So I probably won't get a pair of shorties out unless I use a contrast colour for heels and toes, which I might do if I can find a colour that I like. Yeah, that's really pretty. Then the next thing is something that I bought, and it is this beauty. Now the skein did look a lot prettier than this, but I took it out to look at all the colours and then promptly realised I do not know how to whiten them back up. It's so beautiful, just the colours. Now this is called Pumpkin Spice, and it's by Dinosaur Yarns. Now she does have an Etsy, but she's predominantly selling through Facebook at the moment, so please go and check her out. She has some gorgeous yarns. So this is called Pumpkin Spice. I can't remember if I said. Of course it's called Pumpkin Spice, look at it. And I am thinking this would make an amazing Pebble Beach. Yeah, these are my colours, and in the fall, autumn, American, I should say fall. In the autumn, this with my green coat, so I'm thinking of Pebble Beach. But if you have any other suggestions of nice shawl patterns, 100 grams, not sure how many yards. Yeah, it's so beautiful, and I could just look at it all day and squish it and forget. Just the bright orange, and then the dark, almost purple. Oh, yeah. So those are the two things that were bought, and then I said I would talk about this bag. A wonderful viewer of the podcast sent me a message. Now I think it was maybe 2 days after my surgery, or it might have been before and I hadn't checked, but I looked and it was a few days after my surgery and I was feeling a bit rubbish. I couldn't do anything. I was just in bed. And she messaged and she'd said, oh, I'd like to send you some like scraps for your suck-yarn blanket. She's like, I don't want anything in return, just, you know, I'm gonna send you some stuff as a little well-seen package. I was like, oh, you know, that's amazing, thank you so much. And she sent me this. So there is a little video of the whole package that was sent, because obviously I opened it and went into it. So she sent this bag, which is gorgeous. It's got this gorgeous lining, gorgeous. And then she also sent, it was absolutely rammed full of beautiful, beautiful yarn. There was lots of scraps, a couple of mini skeins, a couple of unknown. Lots of it was stuff that I had never used before, because just not in my budget to buy, so that was just lovely. There was a adorable little card with a cat on it. I love cats. This is my cat. And some chocolate. She then sent me a full skein of yarn, and just, oh, and the bag, she made the bag herself, and just, oh, it's just gorgeous, beautiful. And I think I'm going to message and ask if she sells them, because now my grandmother wants one, and I'd love to have more. I'd buy them. So yeah, hopefully I'll have been able to insert the video whilst I was talking, but if not, just show it. And the inside, oh, and it's just so well made. I just love it so much. So that was Diane, and oh my god, thank you so much. I just really appreciated it. It was just such a lovely sort of pick-me-up. Oh, just amazing. So it's come to the end a little bit, and I just thought I'd have a chat with you guys about stuff. I really want to do a knit along, but I'm not sure what we could do. So please get in touch and we'll have some ideas. Maybe we could do some springtime cal. Just knit something pretty and just say, oh, this reminds me of spring, or this colourway is flowers. Oh, that could be quite good. Maybe we'll do that, springtime cal. Let me know if you think that's a good idea, and maybe we can do that. And I don't know what I would make. Maybe these socks, because they're quite spring and pretty and flowery. I don't know. But yeah, I'd really love to do a cal, and I'll pick up some prizes. It might not be anything too big, like probably not like a full skein of yarn, but maybe some stitch markers or a bag. Let me know what you think in the episode thread. So yeah, please come and join the Ravelry group, and feel free to open any threads on anything, comment, talk to me. There's a questions thread if you have any questions about anything. Yeah, just come and chat. So I would just like to thank everybody who sent me a message or commented or said, you know, everything about my surgery. Everything went really, really well. I now don't have to go back up to the hospital until 4 weeks' time. They said I'm healing very well and everything is doing really good. So obviously, if you don't know, I had corrective jaw surgery on both my bottom and top jaw. I was in hospital for 2 days, and then I spent about a week in bed, not just being sick, not being able to move, not sleeping, couldn't really talk. But now it's all done, I'm mostly healed. I'm not really swollen anymore, it's just scar tissue inside the mouth is sort of puffing me out a little bit, but mostly I'm back. This is how it's going to be now. And yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody who said kind things and helped, you know. Just thank you very much, you know, and I'm really happy to be back recording. And you know, I haven't really been obviously doing all that much because of not being able to get out. So yeah, lots of knitting time. I went back to university on Friday, it's Monday now, because I had about 4 weeks off. But yeah, mostly I've just been in the house. My sister came from Nottingham to visit me, and I'm currently living in student accommodation, which some of you may know. So I have a cat, but unfortunately she has to live with my mum until about May, when we move and get our own proper place. So my sister had this fabulous cushion made of my baby. This was what she looked like when she was a kitten. So she's a bit chunkier now, but I love it. So yeah, she's given this to me to keep me company while I was not very well, and just because I can't see my cat as much as I'd like, and she's called Peanut. So yeah, and she came down to visit, and we had a lovely time, and my brother came, and lots of family members visiting, which was lovely. Yeah, so everything seems to be properly back on track now. Can't wait to really get into everything, and please let me know what you think of a springtime cal. Just knit something pretty, and just, I'm not going to be really strict with the rules, just if you can justify why it's springtime, I'm going to wear it in the spring, it's springtime colours. Yeah, you know, obviously no whips, maybe we'll do like through the month of April. Yeah, let me know, and if you have any ideas of things we could give away as prizes, I'm thinking maybe some stitch markers, like a little notions pack, and I'll send some tea. Maybe I'll even send you some of this. Yeah, yeah, just a little something, because I haven't really done a cal. So please let me know what you think. If you have any other suggestions or ideas, pop them in the Ravelry thread. And also, if you want to do any swaps for sock yarn scraps, because I've got a whole basket full now, there's a sock yarn and mini skein swap thread. Just pop down there, comment if you're interested, maybe let me know where you're from and where you're willing to ship. Maybe we could get a swap going, because obviously I'm in England, and it, depending on where you are, would be quite difficult to ship overseas. But other people might be interested in, oh, my necklace has got tangled. Other people might be interested in shipping overseas. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. There's threads, or if you want to open up your own thread about anything. So yeah, I think that's everything that I have. Yeah, it. If any of you have a Fitbit and would like to be friends and do challenges, I've been doing a couple of challenges with family members and friends. I'm really trying to sort of up my exercising and walking, especially after surgery. So if any of you have a Fitbit, it's starting to get warmer now anyway, send me a message on Instagram or Ravelry or comment on, and we can get fit together. So yeah, I think that's everything, so I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!